Good evening, folks, and a very, very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us here on DinamoTV, the official podcast of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club. My name is Tonchi PAUSAK, and I will be with you over the next hour or so. There's a lot to get through tonight. Let me tell you, it's going to be a great show. The usual story, lots of news and views happening around the club, and we'll be and it's always good when the senior men's and the senior women's team record wins, and that they did over the weekend. We're going to be paying homage to the most passionate supporters, the boys on the hill, when we take a little bit of a trip down memory lane in the From the Vault segment from circa 2009. The boys from the hill were in fine voice that day, even though we didn't clinch promotion that day. Nonetheless, they were very, very supportive of the club. Our guests for this week, well, we've got our main guest is going to be a young gun. He's a rookie, but he's doing so well in the senior men's team, and he's become a regular starter. And of course, we talk about LUKA CABRAJA, so he'll be joining us a bit later on in the show, and also as part of our new series where we get to know some of the clubs that are taking part in this year's Australian Croatian Soccer Tournament. That's going to be hosted by Dinamo from the 26th right up until the 29th of September. Tonight, we've got the great pleasure to welcome our neighbours from the southwest of Victoria, and that's in North Geelong Warriors. We're going to be talking to the president, Tom PAUSAK, a little bit later on in the show. So as you can see, it's a jam-packed episode. And if you're tuning in from wherever you're tuning in, let us know in the chat section, in the comments section, and let us know where you're tuning in. I'm sure we've got a couple of international and maybe some interstate viewers as well. Before we go for a sponsorship break, an ad break, just a big shout out to our sister club up in Canberra, the O'Connor Knights. Well done on a fantastic performance in the Australia Cup midweek. Unfortunately, they didn't progress through to the round of 16, but attracting 3,600 fans to GIO Stadium in the middle of the week in Canberra is not a bad effort, and they did themselves, the football community in Canberra, and indeed the Croatian communities around Australia, very, very proud. Well done to everyone involved with the O'Connor Knights. Folks, don't go away. When we return, it's our first segment for tonight, the News Desk. Oh, that's not what we want. We wanted something else, and here we go.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials, along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria, and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Yes, welcome back to DinamoTV. A little bit of a glitch right there at the start, but we're back into it full strength. Okay, on the weekend, our senior men's team made it 4 wins from 4 games. We're still not completely out of the woods, but there is a catch-up round this weekend Well, actually for the NPL, it's the Dockery Cup final. So we'll be taking a week off, obviously, though, the senior team. But in the meantime, sit back, relax, and catch some of the highlights from last Sunday's very good performance and that 1-0 win against Dandenong Thunder.
As the main striker, and Joseph Monek to his right.
And the Dandy Thunder team's got a lot of its first team players sitting on the pine today, giving the youngsters a fair crack at playing in the back end of this season, having no fear of getting relegated. Coach Adam Pittick's given the chance to some of these youngsters, and in goal is Antonia Van Riet, will come into play.
You just wonder whether or not the floodgates might open in terms of rain, but meanwhile Thunder turn over possession from St Albans rather, and a snapshot of goal was dispatched by Jordan Smiley, which Bulledge was happy to roll upon the turf and claim. Might want to rescind an earlier statement in which I might have alluded to Dinamo being guaranteed.
By Carvalho. Chance for bombs again. Get the ball into the box, curling ball. Back post! And in the end, Antonia Van Riet was there in the right place at the right time, but the ball's been given away already. Deep ball in the box. Cleared away. Fowler's really battled away in that forward line with Bimes. The youngster's done well. Van Riet goes long. Headed away. And I tell you what, he's just about one of my top 3 players for the game is John McGlaris. Chance for Bimes. Bimes! Bimes! Whoa-wee! What a strike! 1-0! The home side has made it 1-0. Lucas Bimes has been promising all day, and finally he puts it in the top right-hand corner of Van Riet's goal. And Adam...
Back to Summerskill, ever so composed, spreads the play out wide to Maglaris, who's certainly in contention for one of our best this afternoon, as is Burns. Has it on towards Trasasevsky, who lost possession, holding the shirt of Dixon, who's powerful. Tactical foul, and yellow card. And it's been a very busy afternoon for Pasqualis Nartis, who's issued his card a fair amount in on a goal-scoring opportunity. Algaris calling for calm. Martinovic in no rush. Devin chipping towards Dragasevsky, who can't keep alive. But that will be full-time at Churchill Reserve, and it's Dinamo yet again that hang on to a 1-0 victory. In this stage of the season, they've done exactly what's required.
Bynes, Lucas Bynes. For a minute I thought we may have had a new recruit, but no, that's Lucas Burns. One of the commentators got that wrong. Let's have a look at the ladder. We've 2 rounds to go. St Albans, Dinamo are currently in 12th position. 4 points clear of Manningham United in second last spot. And we've got Green Gully coming up next. That's a game against 11th versus 12th. That's Sunday week, so no games obviously this weekend coming, but there will be the following Sunday. So that's going to be a big game and our last home game of the season. So make sure you get yourself down to Churchill Reserve for that one. Should be a huge game, that one against our near neighbours, and also a very, very crucial game. So we can leapfrog Green Gully into 11th position. So that will be a big motivationary factor there. All right, let's look at the under-23s. The under-23s, they did very well. They defeated Thunder 2-0. Jesse Chop and Alex Tsepivirovsky scoring the goals there for the under-23s. They move up to 5th spot on the competition standings, so well done to them. They're doing really, really well. Excellent. And it's good to see a lot of the youngsters that are coming up through the ranks as well. They're more than holding their own. And then we've also got quite a fair few that are moving through to the seniors as well. The senior women last weekend did very well, defeating Maribyrnong Swifts 2-0. And we've got a little bit of footage from that game. Here we go. 2 of the goals scored.
Go Bulls! Go Bulls! Hit it!
Yes! Great goal in the end.
Yes! Oh! Who's got it back? I got the VO on time.
Well done to the senior women. They just keep on keeping well at the top there. So look at that. They're doing well. They maintain pace with Westgate. Westgate also continuously. Well, they don't know they don't know how to lose yet. Neither do we. So 2 unbeaten teams at the top. We've got a draw. One more draw than Westgate, and that's why we're currently in 1 game less. This weekend, we're going to bridge that gap when we take on Geelong Rangers at home on Sunday at 3 p.m. on pitch 2. So do get yourselves down to Churchill Reserve. A win here will reduce that gap between Westgate and St Albans to just 2 points, and we still have to come up against Westgate a little bit later on in the season, and that could be the big one, the big final. I'm told only one team at the moment, only one team gets promoted from State 2 into State 1 next year. But there are 2 conditions. One is obviously that you have to have a reserves team as well, a seniors and a reserves team. And also the other thing is that there are 10 teams in State League Division 1. If there are only 9, for whatever reason, then St Albans could get and finish. If St Albans finish second or Westgate, whoever finishes second, they could get an invitation to go up to State 1 if they can field a second team. So if there are any girls out there, any women that are watching this show, or anyone that is watching this show that's got some female friends around our area, get them to join St Albans next year, especially if they've been playing State 1 or VPL or even higher. Alrighty. We've got Tony Chavar, who's a regular viewer of the Australian Soccer Show. He's tuning in from Ljubuški, Herzegovina. Tony usually is from Sydney, usually when he's in here in Australia. Big shout out to Tony Chavar. Well done. All right, let's move along now to the Junior Boys NPL. Okay. First of all, we'll go with the results. There we go. The under-14s, first of all. We had 3-3 between the under-14s, Eltham Redbacks, Raspudic Bulos, and Ahmed scoring a goal each there for the 14s. In the under-15s, unfortunately, they went down 3-0. The under-16s drew 1-1 with Lucas Hanania scoring Dinamo's only goal, that one against Eltham Redbacks. The under-15s losing to Whittlesea Rangers. And then in the under-18s, Brunswick Juventus defeated Dinamo, inflicting Dinamo's first loss, 3-0. The under-18s in the Division 3 Northwest. This week coming up, we've got round 15 matches. Pardon me. We've got La Trobe Uni hosting St Albans Dinamo. That game kicks off at 10 o'clock at the La Trobe Uni in Albury and Wodonga. Then after that, we've got the under-15s game, Dinamo hosting Caroline Springs George Cross at Churchill Reserve. That game at 11:30. The under-16s are also at home when the 16s take on Brimbank Stallions. That game kicking off at 1:15. And then the under-18s travel to Pascoe Vale, where they will be in action at Reddish Reserve at 3:15. So if we have a quick look at the ladders, first of all, the under-14s and the under-15s, they are both occupy 4th position at the moment. The under-14s do have a game in hand, and they could ascend as high as 3rd position. Probably not with that goal difference. They haven't got as good a goal difference as Hume City. And then we move along to the under-16s and the under-18s. The under-16s at the moment, they've got a game in hand as well. They're in 5th position. They can jump up at several spots. Dinamo 18s, even though they lost that the first game, that was their first loss, they suffered their first loss. Nonetheless, they still maintain top spot on the competition standings. So well done to the under 18s thus far for being on top of the competition standings. But I'm sure this week they'll be looking to redeem themselves and return to the winners list. Alrighty. We're going to take a very, very quick break, a super short break, and when we return, we've got some information about the tournament to pass on. There you go. Told you it'll be a very, very short break, and let's look at some of the news regarding the tournament coming up. So we've got the raffle, the official tournament raffle, and pardon me, it's $20,000 total prize pool, and first prize is $15,000, second prize $3,500, and third prize is $1,500. Tickets are $50 each, and you can purchase that at the club right up until the last day of the tournament. So prizes will be drawn on the 29th of the 9th, 2024. I better tell my sister to get a ticket. That's her birthday, so it might be a lucky day for her. Prizes will be transferred to the lucky winner's bank account on the 1st of October 2024. Definitely something to look forward to. The tournament disco, always a highlight of every tournament. That's on the Friday night. That's going to be at Inflation Nightclub. And Inflation Nightclub are one of our silver sponsors, our newest silver sponsor, in fact. And a very big thank you to our newest silver sponsor, the Inflation Nightclub. Inflation Entertainment Complex is a Melbourne nightlife institution and a long-time supporter of Croatian events. We are thrilled to host our Friday disco at Inflation and proud to have them support the tournament. No tickets will be sold at the door. They must be pre-purchased via the link or the QR code, and it is strictly an 18 and over event. The ladies' lunch. Tickets are selling very, very quickly for this. That's on Friday from 11:30 till 3 p.m. There's going to be a very snazzy marquee, a top-class, first-class marquee that's going to be erected between pitches 1 and 3. And this will be the site or the venue for this very, very exclusive ladies' lunch. We talked about silver sponsors. We can't forget our very, very first announced silver sponsor, Adria International Travel Agency. And we thank both Inflation and we also thank Adria for their support. And last but not least, just announced this week, there will be a fish night inspired by the flavours of the Dalmatian coast, a 3-course meal with live entertainment by Gola Guitarra, and this will be in the Dinamo's main hall. So for those that aren't really too keen to go to the disco, or maybe you might want to go to the fish night and then go off to the disco later on, but that's going to be on Friday, September the 27th at 7:30 p.m. $120 per person, and there is a link in the bio. So if you go to the Facebook page, the CST 2024 Dinamo Facebook page, all the information is there. Rightio, that's it from the news desk. It's time to move on now to the rest of the show, and after this short break, it's back with the From the Vault episode number 10, a little bit of a tribute to the Hill supporters.
USA, so never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. Campione, ole, 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 campione, campione,
I'm just really camera.
Westar Prestige is a family-owned second-generation business which is celebrating 50 years of operations this year. They're a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. However, they service all regions in the state, with many of their clients travelling from far and wide to use their services. They're also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend their premises. They're an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facilities for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of their ongoing affiliation with these brands. They also work closely with a number of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust them to be part of their preferred repairer network. Their support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing Australian-owned business.
G'day here, Danny Yukisha here. Been part of the club forever and a day, volunteering for over the last decade and a half, which has been fantastic. Been part of the committee at the moment with the tournament, and we're looking forward to a great one. But to help facilitate that, we will need a lot more volunteers like yourself. So hopefully you guys can get behind us and help us out to make this tournament a successful one for our whole community.
Hi, I'm Steve. I've been here since I was 12 years old at the club. I love supporting the club, I love helping out, volunteering, and yeah.
How you going? I'm Rob Mickledge here. I'd love to see a lot more people volunteer their time if they can to help out the kids with just helping out with Dinamo at the club, and hoping to get more people to help us out with the tourney coming up shortly.
Volunteering for the club is fantastic for the children, and our community all stays together, and we all do our part to keep it all together.
Christian Dulwich here for the big 2024 Dinamo tournament, hosted here anywhere else, but we're in St Albans. We need volunteers like you, like my join now, and welcome to the crew.
Volunteering is lots of fun. It makes you feel as if you're a part of a community, and bringing your friends along makes it one to remember.
Yeah, so come sign up and be a part of such a great weekend.
Why do I like volunteering my time at Dinamo? Because it gives back to our community, it's for our kids, and yeah, it's improvement around the place, and hopefully everyone gets to see it at the Crow tournament on Grand Final weekend this year.
G'day guys, Darren Cordial here. Volunteering is a big part of our club. We've got the Croatian Tournament coming up soon, and we'd love to see you as a volunteer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Natalie Matrevsky.
Hi, I'm Anna Mianch.
And I'm Lucy Havolik, and we are your volunteers.
We'd love for you to come and sign up.
For this year's soccer tournament.
Proudly hosted by Dinamo Soccer Club. So sign up and come and join the Blue Crew.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and in our weekly special series, we're looking at all of the clubs, or as many of the clubs that are going to be participating in this year's tournament from the 26th through to the 29th of September. And today we're going to take a very, very short trip down the Princess Highway, down south, and to our near neighbours, North Geelong Warriors. And it's an absolute pleasure to welcome to DinamoTV a very good friend of mine, actually, Tom PAUSAK, the president of the Warriors. Tomo, how you going?
Very good, Tonchi. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, mate, very good. Well, it's the first day of August. Winter is slowly coming to an end, and what that means is that one day in September, and here in Victoria, we're not talking about the AFL this year, we're talking about the Dinamo, the Australian Croatian Soccer Tournament, and North Geelong Warriors are one of the teams, or one of the clubs sending teams. So congratulations and thank you on that. First of all, how are things going at North Geelong Warriors on and off the field?
Look, off the field, really good. Lots of stuff happening. We have recently, at the start of the year, won a grant to get all brand new lighting on the main pitch, which is going to get us up to the 300 lux, I guess.
Yeah.
Even a little bit more. So will give us the potential to have some night games. We're also doing new renovation works, which is another grant that we got inside the whole hall. So it's going to, look modern and, up to date, and we'll be able to have a lot more functions there. So that side of things are really good. Functions wise, we've been doing lots of things, really getting the community together regarding trivia nights, poker nights, kids, mini-roos discos, which was a real hit. It was a few weeks ago. It was some good video out there with the kids even doing a caller, which was pretty amazing to see.
That's the way the next generation coming up through the ranks. And we've, speaking of functions, we've had no doubt a lot of members of the Dinamo fraternity travel down the highway to Geelong, and especially for the Festa, which is now becoming a big day. But it's also great to see North Geelong, and you in particular, when it's the I&D Crow Cup the days, as well as other functions as well. The Sponsors Day, you were there as well representing North Geelong. Great to see the two clubs working very, very well together. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? That's what the Australian Croatian Soccer Tournament is about. Yes, it's a bit of soccer, a bit of football on the field, but it's also getting that second and third generation of us together, isn't it?
Absolutely. And, with all the team down at Dinamo, I think we hold very similar values. We're all trying to achieve the same thing on and off the park. Ilya is a fantastic bloke.
And that's him ringing now, isn't it? Just to say well done, Tomo.
And I chat to Ilya, pretty often. We always bounce a few ideas off each other, and I'm really happy for them with the tournament coming up. And we're all looking forward to rolling our sleeves up and helping everyone at the Dinamo team there.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, how many teams is North Geelong Warriors sending this year?
At this stage, we've got our senior men's and women's, and the over 35s team as well.
Yeah. Now, with the senior men's, unfortunately, relegated from VPL 1 to VPL 2, but it's not all doom and gloom, because this year has been a real, I guess it's a transformative year, just like at Dinamo, where we're bringing a lot of young players up through the ranks. I think at last count in the last game, there's something like 6 or 7 teenagers in the starting lineup.
That's correct. Yeah, look, there's a lot of talents that we've got coming through the ranks, and there's an army of kids coming through. So it's a plan, we've put in place. Obviously hasn't gone completely to plan, But look, it's not all doom and gloom. We're playing some really good football, and we're going to be hopefully keeping most of these kids next year. And we've got a good, football ops team working very, very hard at the moment behind the scenes to get everything prepped for 2025. Keep a lookout, keep an eye on us. It won't take us long to, bounce back and start playing some strong football and, get ourselves back up there.
Well, can't wait for the senior men's to be back in the NPL where they belong, so that we've got a few Croatian derbies to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Croatian derbies, we've got our fingers crossed here at Churchill Reserve that the senior women will end up in a top spot and get promoted to State League One, where the North Geelong women's are currently at the moment. That would be a Croatian derby to look forward to.
That would be great, yes. Yeah, no, I hope we can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, but speaking of the women, mate, down at Alco Park, it's been a real concerted effort over the last few years to get the girls and the women's to another level, and it's paying dividends because you've got record numbers of girls playing at Alco Park and lots of teenagers and juniors getting through into the senior team now, aren't they?
Absolutely. Their women are really, really strong, and the young girls and the teenagers coming up. And they're making the senior team, again, playing really good football. But the numbers is just absolutely amazing. I think the last count, I hope I haven't got this wrong, but it's north of 130, girls playing at the club, which is like in the top 3% of the state. It's
wow.
About 30% participation, which there's only one or two other clubs that sort of match, that the number of women playing. But a big part of that is our vice president and women's football officer, Stipe Kump. He has been doing an amazing job, with all the women's and the girls programs and recruiting and working with his team around him. So he's definitely been a real difference. And through all the other years, we've had Maria Spearhard and Anne-Marie Simic, who've all done an amazing job, to help her get it where it is. So there's a really good team behind, all the women.
Yeah, now you're not saying such nice things about Stipe simply because he's your colleague at work and a partner, or the fact that he actually does a very, very good job, Stipe, particularly in the women's side of field as well. Yeah, but just overall speaking, with regards to the club. It just seems like now a new set of faces are involved and taking over and helping run the club, and there's been so much work on and off the pitch. But I guess one of the things that you guys, I know speaking to you off air, has been there's never enough volunteers. And North Geelong, I was involved in that at the time. Just before COVID hit, we were bidding for the Australian Croatian Tournament, and we just got into the process of really mobilising a whole army of volunteers, and then bloody COVID hit and stuffed things up. So, but what would be your, I guess, from experience, what would be your words of advice to St Albans Dinamo and to the volunteers and everyone that's involved with the club with the planning side of things now?
Look, with the volunteers, I think that the biggest resistance or fear people most, that have is, if they're going to get involved, they're going to straight away jump on the board and they're going to be, it's going to take over. That it's not. All any board or anyone wants is just support. Those little 1% of jobs, opening up the club room, helping, organise some trophies for the year or some entertainment. It's just support to know there's people behind you to help, along the way. That's the biggest thing. Don't be scared, embrace it. It's great fun. And, once we're all got the same goals and once we start working together, like many hands, make light work. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Little things, as you say, just opening up the club rooms. I mean, a couple of weeks back, I rang Ilya on the day of a game, Ilya Dragicevic, and I could hear all this banging and smashing around. I said, "Oh, what? Are you working today or something on game day?" He goes, "No, I'm at the club opening up the bar and everything like that."
Yeah.
And then he's yelling out to his son Oliver, who plays in the senior team, and he was there opening up the bar, helping stock up. So, I mean, little things like that can just help alleviate.
It does, and it gets a little bit overwhelming sometimes. We've all busy in our own lives, and people running businesses or young families and stuff like that. So again, little things like that to people take those jobs away from you. It really does make a hell of a difference. And people think it doesn't, but it really, really does.
I thought, Tomo, to sum it all up, to finish it up, I thought you were going to, as words of advice, I thought you were going to sort of provide a little bit of advice with regards to stress relief. And I thought you were going to suggest that every volunteer gets a nice little aquarium like you have in the behind you right there, just to calm things when you're most stressed.
Well, see my aquarium. It's actually my office here. So this is how people know what kind of mood I'm in. It's green. It's coloured green at the moment. If it's
you're colour, angry.
People stay away.
Stay away.
I like you, Tonchi. I like talking to you, so it's green.
There we go. The green is good. Green means go, but it also means that the North Geelong Warriors president is in a happy mood. Tom, thank you so much for joining us on Dinamo TV. Wishing you all the best, and we cannot wait to see the Warriors down here in September.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, Tonchi.
Good on you. Thank you. That was Tom PAUSAK, the president, a first-year president, by the way, and he's doing a ripper job down at North Geelong Warriors, our near neighbours, just down the highway. Folks, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we will continue with Dinamo TV, and it will be time for our very, very, very special guest for tonight. Young gun, he's broken into the senior team, and he's doing very, very well, LUKA CABRAJA. Yes, we're back on Dinamo TV, and we've got a few interstate and a few international viewers as well. Tom Sirpek tells us, hi from the Gold Coast, Queensland, Gold Coast Knights FC supporter. Thank you very much for joining us, Tom. We've also got, well, supposedly someone from Japan. Shane King says, watching from Japan. Good evening, Shane, or afternoon to you over there. Well done. Keep them coming. We'll love to see where people are tuning in from. But that brings us now to our next guest, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome back to Dinamo TV because we did have him earlier on in the year, and it's 18-year-old young gun. He's a rising star, and he's made it into the senior team, and he's become quite a regular. It's a very, very warm welcome to LUKA CABRAJA. LUKA, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Tonchi. How are you?
Very good, mate. Very good. I tell you what, after 4 wins on the trot, I'm feeling a lot better than I was about a month ago. Do you know how hard it is to put together a weekly podcast when the team's doing not so well? But I'm glad to say things have changed, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad, mate.
Yeah. Now, last time we had you with Nicholas Murray, and you were doing really well in the under-23s. But geez, you've had a stellar season. I was going to say a hell of a season, but a stellar season in 2024. And you've really made it to the senior team and become quite a regular. Tell us about the year in your own words.
So obviously at the start of the year, I was with the Resies, training with seniors, but obviously playing on game day with the Resies. And the new coaches came in, as you know, and when the new coaches came in, I finally got my opportunity. So I played a couple games, came off on the bench, and then a couple games forward, I started regularly now.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great to see. Do you still get a chance to occasionally play with the 23s?
Not really.
Yeah. Do you miss it? I mean, they're doing really well, and they'll probably say they're doing a lot better now that you're not in the team. But if we have a look at the ladder there, I mean, that's really good. They're doing, very well, 5th, and they've had yourself and a few other players moving up to the seniors. But what was your time under Tuna and Berkey? What was it like there?
Well, obviously, I've had Tuna since under 17s, and he's supported me throughout my whole career. basically, and obviously Berkey as well supported me as well. But yeah, it was kind of like normal since last year. I already played with them, so it was obviously a good environment, and it was a good playing style. Like maybe the results weren't going our way, but the ball playing side was going not too bad. So yeah.
How'd you find the pace and the I guess the levels of aggression, for example, between the 23s and senior football? Is it a massive, massive difference, or is it something that you kind of like didn't think it was that much of a difference, or did you sort of just take it in your stride?
Well, personally, I think it's a very big gap, as I think Resi's is a bit slower, and obviously in senior football it's a lot more aggressive, and I'm still slowly trying to adapt and slowly get my confidence up, and still a lot to learn. So
yeah. And speaking of a lot to learn, when you've got players like Broski there, marshalling the defence, obviously, you've got Captain Courageous Michael Grgic there as well. We've got a few older heads there as well. That must, on the field, that must make a huge difference.
Yeah. Always, throughout all game, they're always like coaching, and always, even training sessions, they're always trying to give tips on how I can improve and what I can do better. So it's always, I'm very grateful to have those type of older or more experienced players.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting point we made, because when you're on the park, sometimes you can't even hear the gaffer. You can't even hear the what's happening on the sidelines, and they might be screaming and the crowd's screaming and this and that. But that's where the players, your colleagues on the field, become very important. And how important is that instruction on the park, especially from some of the more experienced players, but I guess just players that play next to you, play alongside you. How important is that on-field dialogue?
So, like, especially from Michael Grgic, like when you receive an instruction from him, you have to listen. Obviously, as he's probably the most experienced there when it comes to the club and all, and obviously it lifts up your confidence, obviously, and you learn a lot from like.
And do you get the instruction? Do you get that feedback before the actions happened, or is he just always getting the free feedback and and not just him, I guess the other players, after you've made a mistake or after you?
Yeah,
that's when you most get the feedback, is it?
Yes.
No, let's talk a little bit about you. You came to Dinamo when you were quite young, but prior to that, you started your football somewhere else.
Yep, I started my football career at Carnley FC, but I think they're called Albion Rovers now.
Mm-hmm.
And got to under 11s, and I made the move to St Albans Dinamo.
Yep.
And I've been at the club ever since.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You're 18. You've broken into the first team. What's your favourite position?
My favourite position is in the midfield as a 10.
As a number 10, so sort of more of attacking minded in the midfield, yeah. Do you look up to someone like Luka Modric, or what other players do you kind of look up to? Whether it's locally or internationally, who do you kind of, even growing up, who were some of the players that you kind of idolised and wanted to emulate them?
Well, I would say Messi, but he was on the right wing, but he was. The one I idolised as a kid growing up, Messi.
So if it came down to Messi or CR7, Messi hands down.
Yeah.
Sound like my son, exactly like that. But no, that's great to see. What about locally? Like now that you've played in the NPL, who are some of the players either from Dinamo or from other teams that you've been particularly impressed this year?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, who are some of the players either from Dinamo or from some of the other opposing teams that you've come across this year that you've been really particularly impressed by, and why?
Oh, well, on the weekend we played against Dandy Thunder. They had a number 6 who was, I think his name was Birkin Kadar.
Yep.
And he was very technical and very sharp on the ball. It was very good to see that I'm playing against someone like that who's like very far ahead.
Yeah. And there's some really good young players, isn't there? Like at the moment, there's a lot of, we're not just talking Dinamo, but a lot of the clubs are giving a lot of good, talented young players a go. And look, next year, if Melbourne Victory Youth Academy gets in, and who knows, possibly Western United or Preston Lions, they're going to have no shortage of talented young players themselves. So I guess it must be, quite an exciting time to be breaking in and playing in the NPL Victoria competition.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to have this opportunity, especially for Billy and Cam giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
I was very patient with waiting for my opportunity to come. So
yeah, mate. Well, we enjoy watching you. It's an absolute fantastic. Watching a homegrown young player doing really well in the senior team. I think a lot of people will agree with me on this one. But it's fantastic watching you out there. So keep on doing what you're doing. But what's the next step? Where would you like to be in, say, the next 2 to 5 years?
Well, I'm hoping to be at Dinamo for as long as I can. I haven't really thought that far ahead,
yep.
if I'm going to be completely honest. But right now, Dinamo is the main priority.
Awesome. And what are you doing away from football? What do you work at the moment? What do you do?
Yep. So I currently work at Stilcon. I'm a third-year apprentice. I'm a boilermaker.
Well, we're not going to let you go anywhere until you've completed that apprenticeship before then. And how do you relax when you've had enough of football? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just love, breathe, eat, sleep 24/7 and watch it on YouTube and play it on Xbox. Well, what do you do to relax when you're away from the club and away from training and games?
Well, to be honest, I work, I go to sleep, and then training, and it's just like that repeat.
I love it. That's fantastic. Mate, well, wishing you all the very best for the remaining couple of games this season. Job's not completely done. Green Gully next. That's in 2 weeks' time. At home, our last home game of the season, then a tough one against South Melbourne away. So I guess this is the game that we really, really need a result. And I guess if we get a result, we'll leapfrog over Green Gully as well into 11th spot. So the boys must be pretty excited and maybe spewing that there's a bye this weekend.
Well, we're really looking forward to Green Gully, and we've got a really positive mindset in the change room. So we're just training away, I guess.
Yeah, not playing any practice games behind closed doors this weekend?
Yeah, sorry, we've got a Saturday game against Western United.
Oh, brilliant. Awesome. Oh, fantastic. Oh, good luck for that. You never know. Someone might spot you there and they might say, well, this kid, he can go straight to the A-League. You never know.
Hopefully, I'm not sure.
Look, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Wishing you all the very, very best.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it, Tonchi. Enjoy.
LUKA CABRAJA on DinamoTV. We're going to take a very, very short break. When we return, it's going to be time to start wrapping up proceedings on tonight's episode of DinamoTV. All right, folks, as we said, that's it for tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Great chatting to LUKA CABRAJA there. A wonderful young man who's really easy-go-lucky, as they say. And it was great to also chat to the president of the North Geelong Warriors. They're sending 3 teams. That's great news, Tom PAUSAK as well. Folks, that is the end of it. Thank you to everyone who's tuned into DinamoTV, especially to all of our interstate and international viewers as well. Until next Thursday night, good night and enjoy the weekend coming. Bye-bye.